Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. My name's Sparky. The last time we built this tennis club here. Yeah, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I'm just going to make a slight change. I missed a place where I could fit one more court in, so I'm just going to stick a wee court in right now. So that's us. Up to 14 courts. I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. There's still a wee couple of changes I want to make to it. And that is added in the park cafe and the park toilets assets. So I'm going to put a park here eventually, but for now I just want to unlock it. So I'm just going to zone this area here, and they both unlock at level 1. So as soon as we make the park, we should be able to unlock both assets, then we can finish off our tennis park, and then we can come back to this at one point. There you go. So just place my park cafe in here, place my restroom in here, and now just a wee bit of landscaping to sort of finish off the club. And voila, a tennis club. So I'm just going to delete this. I'll revisit this park at some point. I don't know exactly when I'm going to finish it, to be honest. I'm still sort of deciding what kind of park I want to be, if I want to have a full-blown park or just have a dog park or two. So I finally settled on a name in between episodes as well for the city, and we're going to go with Baltimoray, and we might as well start with lower. Now we've got a name, and this is a city in the west coast of Scotland, you know, obviously an area I know well, if you can tell by my accent. And so we're going to go for a naming theme. You can let me know in the comments at what point you recognise the naming theme. But yeah, Baltimoray is the city we're going to go with, and we're just going to rename a couple of the areas here. So a quick time lapse while I focus on, you know, my industrial area slash power slash water slash garbage. I wasn't happy with the layout, so I do this quite a lot. I tinker. To be honest, my industry areas at the start of every city I make are always end up completely different to you know how they start. Because to be honest, at the start I'm just more concerned about getting the city up and running rather than it actually being pretty. And so I spent a wee bit of time rejigging my grid here. As I say, I deleted quite a lot of the industry. I think I'm not even going to have any zoned industry in this area eventually. I think it's just going to be offices, and yeah, just offices. We might expand the farm in terms of maybe have another flour mill or something, or whatever. But other than that, I don't really want to have a zoned industry. As you can see, I'm deleting my water and some recycling centres, just rejigging the grid so it looks more natural and it's not just, you know, just a boring grid, you know. So I deleted all this industry as well, and as you can see, I was sort of humming and hawing about what exactly I wanted the grid to look like. I think that we're going to have that as a sort of main road, even though it's just at the moment it's only a 1x1 road, but I think eventually I want to upgrade it to a 2x2 road that goes all the way through, because the industry or the farming, obviously that traffic, it's not great to be having on a small road. So, but as you can see, I was jigging around with the grid, seeing how I wanted it to look and things. Yeah, as I say, I wanted it to look sort of natural and not just, you know, just a plain square grid. I mean, there's times and places for square grids, and I don't think they're a bit boring if they're just square. So here I'm planning where I want my rail to go. And obviously I've plonked in a cargo one by accident, but I want my sort of passenger rail to sort of come along the side of the motorway here. Obviously we'll need to redo that highway junction there, or intersection, whatever you want to call it. But for now I just wanted to lay like the basic groundworks of where I wanted the rail to go. Because this is obviously quite a rural suburban area it's not really anywhere near where I want my city centre to eventually be, so I'm just sort of planning where I want the line to go. So it's something I've kind of worked on with each city I've ever made, and it's you kind of need to plan early where you want your train lines to go, because if you sort of get so far and then you put your train line in, you end up destroying half your city. So I've got a rough idea where I want it to go, and then here I want to have a sort of works campus, kind of where the water, the power, and maybe the recycling goes, maybe a couple of offices. I just want to have an area that's quite obviously designed for services and stuff. So I'm just finishing off my grid here. I thought it'd be good to mix it up and not just have a straight grid and have a wee squiggly road, and then eventually settled on something I was happy with. So now the grid is, I'm happy with where my grid is. I just want to make some changes. I want to sort of move my flour mill just a wee bit further away from the farming area. I want to switch round, what road the greenhouses come off of. I think the road that was on, I want to have that sort of a quiet road, and then this road here to be more of a main road. I moved my bakery as well, and then I just plonked down a wee warehouse for my animal products. I might plonk down a warehouse for my flour and my crops as well at some point, but for now I just wanted to bung in one warehouse and see how it looked. And I'm just going to keep this land separate as well, so that's why I'm sort of corner it off with some trees to sort of separate just to separate from the rural country area and the more zoned area. So yeah, I want to redo the water. I don't really like the water pumps. I wanted to try and mix it up. I always use those water pumps as well, but for this game I think I'm going to use the water towers and see how that plans out. So I might just plonk them randomly throughout the map. Obviously you need to keep it away from land that's not got any pollutants in it. And I'm just plonking down some offices. But I decided to move my library as well. I think it fits in that corner a wee bit better, I think, just because we need a bigger asset, because we've jigged around the roads, and I thought that the library would be good in the opposite corner across from the school. So I'm just doing some more zoning here. Yeah, as I say, I don't know. I'm not always set when it comes to my zoning. I usually like to jig it a wee bit, but we'll see how it goes for now. As I say, I wanted to plonk down some more water towers to replace with water pumps, because I really don't like the water pumps asset. You get to a point where you've got so many of them that it just doesn't look good. I don't think in a coastline you've got hundreds of water pumps. So I want to try and sprinkle the water towers throughout the map. In that case, if there's anything happens like a tsunami or something, or hurricane or whatever, all our water isn't going to go in one go. It'll just be, it'll be localised, So I kind of want to sprinkle my water towers throughout the map, and we'll see how that goes. So for the water treatment plants, I think we unlock a certain one when we get to 16, which is a wee bit more healthier for the ground. But for now, we're just going to go with the cheapest one, and then we'll revisit that down the road. This is a good point to sort of let it sim for a bit and see how we go. So I forgot, when we hit 10,000 we unlocked some more policies, so I think I'm going to employ some. The education boost one I think is always a good one, so is recycling. I usually go for recreational use as well, but for now I'm just going to leave it. Recycle plastic as well, given that we've just got all recycling plants. And there's some more there I want to use. Obviously I'm going to go for high-rise band since we're going to be zoning some offices. There's some more I want to use going forward, but for now I'm just going to go for them. I think I clicked Industry 4.0, but given that we're not going to have any industry and we don't have a university, I eventually took it off. But yeah, I just want to have a few more policies. So while I let it sim for a wee bit, as you can see, the industry was having a bit of an issue. I think that was because I put on that policy. I think I turned it off for a couple of minutes here, but I was letting it sim. I was sort of planning where I wanted my zoning to go and just did a wee bit of landscaping around the back here. But yeah, I thought you would only need high school educated, but you do need a university if you want Industry 4.0, which obviously we don't have yet, so I turned that off. As I say, I was humming and hawing about what I wanted to zone and where, because I don't want really the offices. If it's only 2 or 3 stories, I like them, but see the ones that they go and they're like 6, 7. I don't think it suits the type of area I'm going for. So I don't know. I may have to go in and micromanage and make them historic and every time there's a small one. But we'll see how it goes. As I say, I was thinking about what to zone and where. I plunked down a park maintenance building as well, but again I'm not too sure on the area I've put it in, but for now obviously I was planning and just seeing how it looked while I'm zoning around it. I say I don't want that whole area just to be offices. It's a wee bit jarring, so I'm sort of thinking what to break it up. I don't want just a full block after block of offices, but so I zoned this area and then I decided I wanted to sort of separate into 2 areas. This was because I wanted to have a row of self-sufficient shops, the organic shops, mainly because we've got a farm right there, so we kind of want to have at least a row of organic shops somewhere in the wee town, just so that if you've got a variety there, you don't always have to go to the regular shops. There is a self-sufficient shops there, so, and I use that on the East Moreland district. As I say, I'm still jigging about with my water and my recycling centres, but yeah, I just want to have a row of sort of organic, self-sufficient, locally produced stuff. And I say that road I've put it on, that's going to be I'm going to convert that road to like a 2-lane. Yeah, so as I said, I wanted to make this sort of a main road, so this is me just upgrading it to the small road, but it's got 4 lanes, so there's going to be no parking on it as well, which is quite good. I quite like the fact that now you've got like small roads that can be 2 lanes in either direction, and I think I think the more variation of roads they can stick in the game, the better for me. But yeah, this area here, this is where I want to have like a works complex where maybe we have our waterworks, some power, maybe some recycling. But right next to it, right here in East Moreland, I want this area to be another area for residential. So it supports, it's going to support that works area, as well as obviously the centre, the Westmoreland part area that I've named it. I want that to be obviously mainly offices, so this has got a good walking distance as well, so it's not just all you know, you don't have to do a lot of driving in this wee area. As you can see, I'm obviously tinkering about with I'm letting it sim and using tinkering about with the electricity supplies and stuff. But yeah, as I say, I want to have this sort of another residential area to try and get our population up a wee bit, and it's, as I say, it supports the work areas. So at this point I was kind of needing workers, so I was just zoning a lot of offices. Again, I don't know how much of this offices I'll keep. I want a lot of offices there, but I don't know if I want the full thing. I might have a wee square in the middle where we've got like a pedestrian precinct or something. Nothing too fancy. As I say, this is just a small town. The main city is where we'll do our big, you know, pedestrian precinct. So while this is simulating, I just thought I'd fence off our sort of works area here. As I say, I think it's mainly going to be for power and water, and maybe some recycling, maybe a few offices. I've not quite planned out yet, but as I say, I just kind of want to have a large sort of industry slash works area that's quite rural, you know. And I've put a train station there, obviously for workers later on, with let's say laying down some infrastructure earlier on with the train station, so that could maybe support workers from local areas. Once we actually get our, you know, further down the line, we set up you know, a proper rail network. But as you can see, I'm not the best using the curved road tool. And, I don't know, it's something I've never been particularly great at. I try my best at it, but you know. So fenced off that area, just going to stick in some more residential around it here. We've obviously put an elementary school down, so I'm just going to do what I usually do and fence it off. Give it a couple of trees to sort of make it look a wee bit nice, you know. There we go, smack bang in the middle of the residential area. A couple of trees around our water tower here, just to block a wee bit of the noise slash fill it in. I think that's starting to look quite good, this wee area. It's looking rather neat. Say just adding to a row of organic shops. We've got some residential there right next to our service centre it'll be, and obviously our office block. So in this area I kind of want to have like our tennis club. I want to have a wee sort of parking section. Thinking about having it at the entrance obviously, but we'll see. As I say, I've not got no real plans for this area, so it's going to be a lot of plonking down and deleting, I think, until we settle on something I like. But I do want to have some parking places, because obviously it's the train's there if there's a train station next to you, but if you work there and you're not, you know, local, it's basically a drive to work, isn't it? Because I don't think I'm going to put an underground station or anything, so I do want to have some parking. And I just want to de-tree, is that a word? I've made that a word now. De-tree this area. I want to have some trees around the edges, but in terms of the actual area in the, you know, the work area, I kind of just want to have it completely bare. So yeah, as I said, I want to have trees around the edge that block the noise slash block the view from, you know, the locals. Once when we fill in the actual industrial area, we might add some more trees into some of the corners, but for now I just want a single row all the way around, just to get a feel for what we're looking at in terms of space. There we go. So I'm just going to start with like a square, put in more water. Again, because we're going to upgrade these eventually, This is going to be temporary, you know, because once we get to 16,000 sims, there's a better sewage works that we can use. So for now, we're just bonking it down in here, and then later on we can properly develop it once we get the assets we actually want to use. But for now, I just want a basic grid we can work from, and then we can maybe upgrade it at a later date. So we've just moved our recycling centres into our sort of works area as well. So now our works campus is sort of half finished. I just want to finish off, you know, our sort of office park here. I'm just going to move this the park maintenance building. I wasn't quite sure on it before, and I think it didn't need a full, you know, a big segment. I think it suits it better there in the sort of semicircle, and we can still have some offices around the side. So along this sort of local main road, because it's a 2-lane road all the way around, I kind of want to have a row of shops again on the other side of the road. I think that most main roads should have, you know, shops along the most of it for the most part. You know, I don't mind the odd office here or there, but yeah, I would rather just have shops along the main roads. And here I'm just sort of tidying up a wee bit the farming area, and I want to move my flour mill closer to the. I've moved it a few times, but I think I'm finally actually settled on, you know, that's where it's going to be now, and I'm just polishing off the rest with offices. I decided I'm going to leave this square in the middle here and have, I don't know, maybe have like a statue or something in the middle. I don't know. I'll probably revisit this at some point, but for now I just wanted to leave a sort of square area, you know, where maybe the workers can go on their lunch or whatever. You know, in the middle of this kind of office park area. As I said, I'll probably revisit it and maybe put a statue in there or whatever, or maybe a plaza or two. Yeah, as I say, I was looking at plazas, but it needed pedestrian roads for some of them, and in the parks one you needed a park area, so I'm kind of undecided what I want to do there in terms of, you know, what I want to do. So it's, as I say, I'm thinking maybe a statue or a plaza or something, but for now I was just farting about, seeing what maybe could go there, but it's something I will revisit. So now our office park is kind of finished, it just requires a wee bit of zoning, and I'm probably going to drive yous mad, and I'm just going to tidy up a wee bit of what I think is, you know, mistakes I've made, and like so here, I just want to sort of have it more of a smooth curve than it was before. And you know, I'm going to bring the population down a wee bit by doing this, but I do think, as I say, I do like to tinker with my grid, but I think once this is zoned this time, I will actually be settled. And again here, I wasn't quite happy with it. I'm probably driving a lot of yous mad with this constant changes, but I just wanted a more smooth curve. I also wanted to sort of create another park area because we don't really have one over here. So it's not the height of realism, all this sort of dezoning and whatnot, but I think, as I say, it's fairly settled now that I'm quite happy with the grid after all this. It's just a case of letting it zone, and then obviously adding in a couple of parks, as I've been promising from the start. So the last change I wanted to make was over here. I thought it'd be better to sort of, connect these two curved roads and then just change the grid a wee bit. Obviously I'm destroying a lot of houses, which isn't good for our population, but I do think I do think it looks better, and obviously once it's filled in, I think that's it. I don't think I'll be revisiting this area once this is zoned this time. So I'm just redoing some water pipes here, obviously because we've changed the grid, so it should be the last time we have to do this. So while this is on, I just thought I would upgrade all the local road, well, the majority of the local roads to, the road that's got the tree in the middle. It reduces sound, and I do think it looks really, really good with the tree in the middle of the road. Like the two lanes, the road with the trees down either side, I think, is better for bigger roads. I think when it's just a single local main street, I think it makes sense to have the tree in the middle of the road rather than at the sides. So here I am, I'm just upgrading them all. Upgraded burn by accident, and yeah, and just changing the tree as well to this sort of little, I don't know the name of this tree to be honest, but I do prefer it to the standard tree for when you're upgrading the roads. So I think it looks a million times better when these roads are all upgraded. It looks like a really lovely rural place to sort of live. I don't know what this will do for our road budget, because obviously it increases, it costs money, to maintain, but we are making decent profit with our farm area and stuff, so hopefully that will cover the cost. Ideally you should, from now on I'll be using, the local road with the tree in the middle right away, rather than at the start. You're kind of want to preserve money, so you're just using a standard road. Sometimes you use dirt roads right at the start because it's even cheaper, but I don't like to go that crazy, because sometimes when you put dirt roads down, the zoning, it just dezones stuff, and it's not very, I don't think it saves you that much that you need to go dirt road. But just finishing off the last of the roads, and that's us. So as I've been promising parks, but obviously I haven't put any in yet. And obviously we've just made this area, but as I said, I did want to have a sort of third area, because we only really had the two main areas that I left blank, so that was the main reason for sort of rejigging this area. And yeah, I just wanted to have a wee road to come through the middle of that, because that was a big sort of segment there. Also means we can put a path from that road to the opposite corner, save them walking around in a big circle. And as I say, I just wanted to have a couple of the park assets. I didn't want to go too crazy here. Just a place where the locals can walk around. There's a climbing frame and stuff, and just have a few paths through here to sort of shorten their journey between places more than anything. Just stick in a dog park and a playground, somewhere where they can, go for, 15-20 minutes just to get out the house, So I thought we could fit in one more asset here, and maybe it's a bit daft having a small playground next to a big playground, but I say, I didn't want to go too mental here and have go full blown city park here. I just wanted a small local area where they can walk around and chill, I think that kind of suits it. It means you can walk from any corner or any part of the park, and if you want to call it a park, it's really just a sort of chilled area. So that was a nice wee part there. And then back to where the area I first reserved as a park. It's actually time to make our park now. So I do want to have this as a sort of park, a registered park area, whereas the other one was just sort of bonking down a couple of assets. Nothing too major, but it'll boost the land value and give the locals somewhere to go. Whereas this one, I kind of want to have a wee bit more about it, as it's sort of a main park and we're sort of main. It's kind of at the corner of our, our shops, our busy main street. So I thought it'd be good to have a sort of more of a main park feel about it. So now that we've settled on a sort of grid, I just wanted to put the cafe and the toilet in as well, or the toilets. As I said, I didn't want to go too crazy with this park. I just wanted a nice wee area, a more of a main park than just a local park. But obviously we haven't unlocked any of the assets yet, so we kind of just need to play the game at this point and unlock it, the lazy way, by just plonking down lots of assets and then letting it level up. Yeah, so as I said, we're bonking down some assets here because I needed leveling up. And while we were waiting for it to level up, I forgot about the office park area, to upgrade the roads there. So that's what we're doing here. As I say, I wanted to upgrade most of them, but not all. There's a couple next to the flour mill which doesn't look great because there's a little bit of pollution there, but for the most part I wanted to upgrade as many roads as I can, and that was us hitting level 3 while we're parked there. So we got to level 3, and then I realised that the plaza in the middle wasn't quite flat, so it looked horrendous with the road next to it, or the path next to it. Like one side was, it was like a few metres below the level of the plaza, so I had to go and flatten out the area. As I say, I don't mind a lot of lumpiness and bumpiness where it makes sense, but I think when you've got a central plaza in a park which is supposed to be accessed from all sides isn't accessible from all sides, it just looks a bit daft, so I was rejigging it. So you need to level up the park area anyway, so it gave it time for the city to sort of reach a number of visitors, and then we're just going to start plonking down asset after asset just so we can unlock it, and then we can actually build it at the end, like properly build it at the end. So it's a bit annoying that it's like that, but once you unlock it the first time, that's it, they're unlocked, for the rest of the game. So that's why I went a bit crazy here with the gazebos, just to get it to the point where you could get to the next level. Okay, level 4. So this was the level. I'm quite happy to just leave it at level 4. I wanted the climbing frame, that was the main one I wanted here. Just a climbing frame, a plaza, and maybe a couple of gazebos. I don't think we need the full 5-star park. It's not a big enough park for that. But I did want to have the sort of climbing frame, mainly so we can stick it in other areas of the city as well. Because you can use these, you don't have to use these specifically in the park's DLC area, you can put them anywhere in the city. So I wanted to unlock it, and I'm just upgrading the trees, just so we've got something different about this park. I don't know what the name of the tree is, we'll call them cherry blossoms. I've got no idea if that's an accurate description or not, but that's what I call them. I just wanted to have something different about the park and a wee bit more colour about it. And yeah, that's it, just a few gazebos and the climbing frame. So part number 3, as I said, I didn't really want to go too crazy with this. It's just a strip of grass. I just wanted an asset here, so I went for the dog park again. As I said, I didn't want to go too crazy here. I kind of want to leave a bit of a grass area where people can just go out and kick a ball about and just chilling. I didn't really want to go too mental here, given we've got a small space. but I wanted something. So again, we're just adding a few paths here so that people can get around. Just bunged a couple of trees down. Nothing, as I say, nothing too crazy here. Just a few trees, a dog park, and some paths where people can walk. And I wanted to leave the sort of that grassy bit relatively untouched, so that there's still space for people can kick a ball about or whatever. So that's us, 3 parks done. Yeah, so I hope you like this episode. It's sort of a mishmash of stuff. We laid the foundations with the train tracks. I've got a rough idea where I want them to go. We obviously rejigged our sort of office park area, and we've built that sort of works area, which will be finished once we reach 16,000 sims, and obviously we can finish that off in another episode. But for the areas there are ready anyway as soon as we unlock the assets that we want to use. So I hope you liked the episode. As I say, it was more of a maintenance episode, if you will, and we'll start something new next time. So I hope you like it. Like and subscribe if you did, and if you want to see where the city goes. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.